Aries, listen to me. I'm a fellow Aries sun sign. June is not the month where everything finally speeds up in the way that we want it to, okay? But hear me out. This is the month where you realize that moving fast and moving clearly is not always the same thing. And unfortunately, for your impatient little nervous system, this month cares more about clarity than speed. Your natural instinct is to act first and sort things out while moving. June doesn't really let you do that. It keeps putting you in positions where you actually have to understand the situation before you respond to it, meaning you're no longer reacting to it, which, while deeply, deeply annoying in the moment, this ends up being the most useful thing that could happen. In your love life, this becomes obvious very quickly. If something has felt vague, which we don't like, inconsistent, we don't like, or even slightly off, June doesn't let it stay blurry. Someone either communicates clearly and shows up in a way that feels steady, or they become even more obviously inconsistent. We call that consistently inconsistent. That's the part that matters. You're no longer able to pretend, you just need more time to see. You are already seeing it clearly. The interesting thing is that some of what feels frustrating this month is actually just honesty. It's actually just the truth. You may want a stronger answer, a bigger sign, or something way more dramatic to confirm what you already know, but the truth is probably coming through in much smaller, much more subtler ways. It just keeps showing you the pattern over and over and over again until you stop pretending not to notice it. In your career, the same thing is happening, just with different clothing on. This is less about pure output and more about how you communicate what you're doing, what you want, and where you're going. A single conversation can shift how someone sees you this month. An explanation can open a door, it can expose a weakness, or clarity will be provided where something used to be a little more blurry. If you speak too quickly, react too quickly, or assume everyone is following your logic just because it's obvious to you, Aries, you may end up misunderstanding the room, the information, and the purpose. And that's really what June is trying to show you and make sure that you get it correct. It's not trying to silence you, stop you, or slow you down. It's trying to sharpen you. Financially, this is not a dramatic month, which no Aries is going to want to hear, but it is a revealing one. You may start noticing where your effort actually produces something and where it just keeps you busy. There might be something where you've been assuming there's worth in it because it has some kind of momentum, but really, if you look at it, it's not giving much back in return. It's not matching the energy. And that realization matters because instead of automatically pushing harder, you start asking whether the thing itself even deserves that level of your energy. That shift in thinking changes the game for the rest of 2026. You pause more, you observe more, and because of that, you start seeing what happens when you don't force the design, the momentum. Now, in relationships, by the end of the month, this could look like stepping back slightly and seeing what happens if you stop carrying all the initiation. Not to manipulate anything, just to observe. If something is real, it will have its own movement. If it doesn't, that tells you everything you need to know. At work, the same principle is going to apply. By the end of the month, you may begin to recognize the difference between genuine opportunity and performative urgency. Some things feel important because they're loud. Other things are actually important because they lead somewhere. June helps you tell the difference. Discernment. Towards the end of the month, things may slow down again, and this is again where your patience will get tested. Something small might pause. It might not move the way that you wanted or at the pace you expected. And going back to the beginning, for an Aries, your first instinct is to force clarity or push through the slowdown. But if you do that, you're probably going to miss the whole point and lesson of June, because the slowdown is not random. It's showing you it still needs adjustment before something can actually move in a stable way. And that's the real lesson of June. It's not don't act. It's not be passive. It's just stop confusing urgency with alignment, okay? By the end of June, you're not weaker, you're not slower, you're not less powerful, okay, Aries? You're just more precise. And honestly, let's be real here, that's way more dangerous.